What's up, everybody? We are better than ever. I'm Steven. That is Joel. Cash is down there. Welcome back to Born Again Better, the Daredevil Watch Along. Now, we have episode 7, which is titled Art for Art's Sake. It is a up and down episode, I would say. Joel, start us off.
Let's start with some positives here.
Yeah.
Okay, initially in the beginning of the episode, we have Daredevil and Kingpin. They're back.
They are.
We are back in full swing. We feel Kingpin's energy. You know, he's realizing Daredevil is back. They're telling him Daredevil's back. You see him start going out of that mayor role into this Kingpin role, which I do appreciate.
Yeah, I think that was also just a matter of time of him coming back as Kingpin. And I like the way they came back at the same time.
It's obviously, you know, for the plot, they both kind of like come to this realization they can't do things the right way.
Yeah.
We're going into, you know, the way that we do things best, which I'm okay with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Kingpin too, like they tell him, like, okay, Daredevil, one who saved Angela, you know, blah blah blah, fought Muse, and he has kind of has a look on his face where he's just like, oh shit, you know, he's kind of like, well, I gotta do something. Otherwise I'm cooked. Again, like he almost had a little bit of like PTSD happening. And
we have also seen moments in the episode where he's completely saying like, he broke apart my business, you know, hardworking, 13-year business and blue collar millionaire, like all this stuff, like, and he clearly shows his hate for Daredevil, which is why he's back. But we also see on the flip side of that, Daredevil is back. Like Daredevil, he's clearly going out of his way, like he's stepping out of his law firm a lot, like he's saying he has meetings X, Y, and Z, but he clearly doesn't. Like it's what we want to see.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little bit all over the place on the lawyer side, where he's taking time away from that. His coworkers kind of noticing it, and they're just like, "You're not here." You know what I mean? Like he's clearly distracted, and like it's hard to do both. He's moonlighting as a vigilante. Like it's going to be hard to keep up both facades. It is really nice seeing him back. It took so long for him to get back in the suit. So like where episode 6 ended, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, he's back. Like I expect him to see him in the suit constantly, but he's not. He obviously can't be in the suit 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, this episode, this is the most we've seen him in the suit.
Yeah.
And even moments where we have, like, his girlfriend, you know, saying that he went out and about, he didn't bring your briefcase, so on and so forth.
She notices bruises.
That too. In the shower scene,
Yeah, she's like, oh, you didn't get that from, like, being a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. He's playing the blind card, too. He's like, oh, like, hey,
I bump into things. It's my reality.
Yeah, I'm clumsy. Like, yeah, it's part of my life now, blah, blah, blah. But, like, he's also like super careful. Like it's not really believable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's trying to convince himself more than he's trying to convince her.
But like I said, the positive note is that we do have Daredevil and Kingpin back.
Yeah.
A scene of this that I didn't necessarily love, and I'll be outright about it. You know, we have Angela post the whole traumatic experience with Muse. Yeah. She's laying in this hospital bed. Super traumatic. I understand. But she had a full conversation with Daredevil.
Yeah, she did.
And she has a full conversation with Matt Murdock. How that doesn't hit your ear to instantly realize that this is Matt Murdock, this is Daredevil.
You know what I don't understand either with superheroes in general? Is like you can definitely tell who he is by like nose down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people just have like very specific features. I'm like, especially the girlfriend. You find out later on, like you recognize that face. Like you know that face so well. Like that is your boyfriend. You don't recognize him in the suit. You don't recognize that the beard, the mouth, the nose. You know what I mean? Like, and then never clicked with me. And then like with Angela too. Like you had a full conversation with him 24 hours prior, and then you have a conversation with Daredevil not long after that. Like
first of all, it wasn't even that far apart if you think about it. Like obviously we're skipping a little ahead, but he breaks into the window that same day that he had the conversation with her, like in that like bedroom. Yeah. Like so you just saw him.
It's your significant other. They should be like on your mind all the time. Like there's no way you don't recognize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never understood that. Heather notices like he's gone. He's distracted. She tries to kind of pull the therapist card a little bit and be like, hey,
I appreciate.
Yeah, I do too. It is her job. Like it is like her calling. Like she knows what she's doing. So she's just like she sees enough there to kind of realize like, hey, like you're kind of going through something. Like you want to talk about something. Like at least she brings up Foggy's death. How he never really processed it. And little does she know he's back as Daredevil, so it's kind of hard for him to explain what's going on. But I do like that you did see her like kind of being the therapist again and be like, let's talk about this. You know,
let's break it down.
And he just did not care for it.
Yeah, he kind of like skirted it.
Yeah.
But you know, she did attempt to like rectify his issues. Like we see that a lot with Daredevil in previous seasons, you know, where it's him talking to his priest, him talking to whoever.
Yeah.
And one season it was that nurse that he was kind of with.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's always had someone to kind of bounce off of. But even with Karen Page, he always had that person to kind of bounce some of his things off of. Right now, he's struggling because he doesn't have anyone to talk about the Daredevil stuff with.
You know, nobody else knows except Frank Castle.
Yeah.
Who's not gonna talk to.
Yeah, Red.
Episode goes on. He clearly wants to find Muse again. and he's asking kind of everybody for little clues. Like he pulls Cherry aside, and he's like, "Hey, like I need your info on the inside. I need you to contact some of your guys on the force still." And Cherry's not having it. He's like, "I'm not doing this."
But we also have the moment there where, like, they have their bit of a tussle, verbally, where he's saying, "Well, at one point you used to need me, you used to call me."
Which I love that too. A little glimpse in their backstory where like Cherry like needed not Matt's help, but Daredevil's help.
Specifically Daredevil,
to find either certain people or capture somebody or whatever it was. Like I like those little callbacks that like kind of don't see, obviously they're off screen, but like gives you a little more depth to like their relationship. It shows you a little more.
Yeah, he used him in the past, like, and so now that I'm calling for your help, you're not gonna give it to me.
Yeah,
but clearly in this episode, he didn't motherfucking need Cherry's help.
No,
at all.
No, it did not. So as the episode progresses, as this kid walks into Heather's office and clearly something's not right. Kind of get the inkling, okay, like this is Muse.
I mean, so let's backtrack a little bit, like, because so now we have that this kid is Muse. We did see him previous in the season where he was at her book signing. Correct. It was kind of something that I think everyone kind of glazed past. Sadly for me, this kind of debunked my theory of it being this random female friend from earlier in the season.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping it would be like somebody more involved in the story and not just like a random kid.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for it, but it didn't end up being that way.
No.
We saw him previous in the season getting his book signed. Now he's at this therapist session. And something that's really pissed me off about the show, this woman apparently is the only therapist in New York.
I don't get it.
She is Fisk's therapist. She is now fucking this kid's therapist, writing books. She's a big time therapist. She's doing all these things, but she has time for clients that are super secretive, like Fisk and Vanessa, and then she has time for clients like this kid.
She's taking new patients right now.
I'm saying right now, anyone that's going through therapy, it is you call therapists and they're like, "Yep, I'm taking any new clients. Yep, I'm taking any new clients." Exactly. Like, and for this woman to have enough space for this kid, it threw me.
Maybe because of that callback earlier where like they did meet at the book signing where she kind of remembered him. She's like, okay, like I'll make time for him. Like he came out his way to
like they exchanged emails and stuff.
Yeah, so maybe it's like
so we can figure it out.
Exactly.
But how long were they really talking? It just felt so underwhelming.
It did.
Like cheap almost.
Yeah, and like you find out too that Muse was. It wasn't like he wasn't abused by his parents, but his parents forced him to do taekwondo.
Yeah,
which also explains why he can fight. But it just.
But he didn't do taekwondo that long. It seemed like like he was only doing it for a couple months.
He's like, they made me compete. I don't want to do it. I wanted to be an artist. Blah blah blah. And like, it felt so weak. It felt like such a weak reasoning, like as a backstory.
My parents made me clean my room. Murdered.
That's what it feels like. That's genuinely what it feels like. It just felt like this is not enough for me. It wasn't.
No, it doesn't make sense. Like whoever wrote this, like if they genuinely believed that this was going to be satiating to the audience, they are in another realm.
So apparently this episode was not touched by the rewrites. Which
should have been.
Which is also insane to me because this was originally planned. And they still like made it work with everything else. And like this felt like a rewrite. This felt like a rewrite. It felt like they just kind of wrapped it up as fast as they could.
Like I'm kind of almost hoping that there's more Muses.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
Because
people take up the mantle.
They made it seem like this was going to be a mainstay character. This is the reason why everyone's doing what they're doing. And they gave him this like it was kind of alluring, right? Like he was painting with people's blood and he had killed over 60 people. Of course, due to plot armor and everything else, Matt Murdock, as Daredevil, goes into this lair, shoots into the roof, figures out that he's clearly trying to kill his girlfriend.
Yes.
The police are also in the same place at the same time, figuring out that this person's facial ID goes back to the therapist.
Yeah.
They bring that back to Fisk. At that same time, Matt Murdock leaves straight from there to go to the therapist's office, breaks through the window. But in that same time that, in New York, mind you, the cops drove from that location to the mayor's office, spoke to the mayor, like told him, hey, this, that, and the third. They sent them, they met the mayor somewhere. They sent them from that location right to the therapist's office.
Yeah.
In the same time, I guess it took Matt to either fucking run, take the train, the subway.
Did he change out of the suit, then got there and change back?
It's just nonsense.
It is again all over the place. It doesn't make it's a little convoluted. Like there's all these things like I said it's plot armor. It's just like it's all convenient. It's all too convenient.
I'm telling you right now, the average therapy session is like 30 minutes to an hour for an entire case to be solved in this 30 minutes to an hour based off the most bullshit reason. So the NYPD detectives locate the fact that, oh, he used a specific canvas. So because of that canvas, we located the 19 other people that bought it, but there was 20 people, and he's the 20th person, and we haven't spoken to him. But we pulled up his file, and in his file, we believe he could have killed his Taekwondo teacher, but we're not certain. So he clearly has a troubled past.
They figured it was him because it was process of elimination. He was the only one left. Like, well, it's got to be him then.
It's got to be this guy. And they realize that he's super obsessed with the therapist because of the blood paintings.
Yeah.
But all while that's happening, Daredevil is going from his location. Mind you, he knocked out the detective that spoke to Fisk.
He did.
He hit him in the head with the fucking baton.
Mm-hmm. Hit him hard.
Hard as fuck. So we don't know when he fucking woke up.
If he woke up, yeah.
Then that guy had enough time to go from his location
that's right, same guy.
to Fisk, wherever Fisk was, speak to Fisk, then leave from Fisk, drive with a whole battalion, a whole unit,
a task force,
to fucking go to the therapist's office, breach the front door, all while Matt Murdock, who only went from this layer to the therapist's office, all this happened in 30 minutes to an hour.
I just don't buy it. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand how all this is happening again in 30-minute window.
I can order a pizza that won't get here in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but somehow they're able to get across town somewhere from the secret
in
layer.
New York.
Yeah,
in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it was the middle of the day. When Matt finally gets there, he does break through the window and he does kick off this pretty good fight.
We'll give it that.
It was a good fight. It was a great fight. These fights have been good. It's all that Taekwondo coming up.
Yo, 3-4 months of Taekwondo, you could fight Daredevil too.
You go jab for jab with Daredevil.
Bro, my boy, no superpowers. And mind you, they also gave Muse none of his superpowers.
Yeah.
Because apparently, like, Muse, the whole thing about him is I believe he's an Inhuman. And as an Inhuman, his abilities mask him from Daredevil's ability to see him, which makes him a tougher villain for Daredevil. Because now
he's really fighting blind.
Yeah, he has no echolocation to figure out where he is. So when he gets punched, he has no idea where it's coming from. Interesting.
Great.
Super interesting.
It would have been really fun.
Super sexed up for the therapist. Very weird.
Very weird. Believable, but very weird. I understand keeping it more grounded, but like,
come on.
They've been showing Matt's abilities so much this series, which to great effect. They have been working out really well. Like some of the scenes where he's really listening in are really good. So to have Muse be the antithesis of that would have been so much fun to see him like not rely on that hearing ability anymore, and just go again fighting blind, literally. No, they don't give us any of that. They give us some angry kid.
Some angry kid about Taekwondo.
Yeah. The fight goes on back and forth. The therapist gets like knocked around and like beating the shit out of each other. Then we get one of the coolest shots in the whole series.
Oh yeah. So in the middle of this fight, we have Daredevil's clearly struggling.
Yeah.
They're going back and forth. I think he's getting the upper hand of it, most of it, but Muse breaks away and looks like he's gonna go straight for Heather.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, he's gonna fucking kill Heather at this
point. I really thought so.
Matt Murdock's gonna snap and fucking kill Muse. Whatever he's gonna do.
Yep.
Nope. He takes out this grappling hook from the Billy Club. A grappling hook shoots out, blows through Muse's shoulder. You see it like you said it off screen earlier, and I don't want to take credit for it. It looked like a 3D movie from like the early 2000s where this thing was like
straight in your
saw
face,
the hook right in the screen. You're like this. Yeah. And he gets ripped back in the most visceral way possible. His blood is everywhere.
So good.
Dragged back. I'm like, oh, this is what we came for.
Yeah.
And in my brain at this point, the only thing I'm thinking is we are going to see Matt Murdock get away. Muse is going to get away again somehow.
Yeah.
Or even if he gets locked up and we figure it out from there.
That would have been the better outcome.
What outcome did we get, Steve?
Middle of the fight. They're fighting. It wasn't long after the grappling hook through his shoulder. We just hear bang, 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 bang. And Muse gets lit up. And
Center mass.
And you cut to Heather holding the gun. The gun's still smoking. Just dead.
And then she immediately afterwards gets this, because she goes cut open in her arm. As she's shooting, loses consciousness pretty much.
Yeah, her last act, like, one more.
Like, whoever wrote this script, you thought you ate, and all you did was eat shit. Like, this was dog shit. Like, the decision making behind this just doesn't make sense. It's all illogical. On top of the fact that Matt Murdock, as Daredevil, was winning this fight.
He was
murking this child.
Yep.
Like, he was
murking this child.
Legit, he was beating the shit out of him, bro.
Taekwondo.
And, they break apart for half a second. I think Muse I forget what he's reaching for at that point. Maybe it's like another knife or something like that. And he's trying to figure something out. Yeah. He breaks away, and this girl just picks up the gun and fucking lights him the fuck up. I understand it, right? From some point of view, like, obviously she's terrified. She's between a superhero and a supervillain. I get it, like, from a humanity standpoint, right? But from the show standpoint, it's all illogical. Like, we have Muse dead,
so fast. Again, just like White Tiger, we're giving a 3-episode window, and then they're just killed. It is so upsetting. It happens so fast. It is shocking in, like, the worst way possible. Like, I didn't want to text you afterwards when I watched it, because I watched it first. Because I'm like, I can't ruin this surprise, because this is, like, a terrible surprise also.
Yeah.
I think you texted me, like, after, like, the White Tiger death, and I'm just like, man, fuck this show. But I'm watching this, I'm like, I can't let him know, like, what's coming. Like, he has to watch it on his own. And then you texted me yesterday. Same thing. Man, fuck this. This show sucks. This shit is ass. Because it's probably
it's so illogical.
It's absurd. Like, the fact that they're just killing everybody off so fast. And, like, again, people are theorizing that he might come back. I like your idea better, where there's multiple people being Muse.
I would hope.
Like, people recognize him, they recognize the artworks, like, people could do similar things. Like, I hope that's what they end up doing. But, like, the fact that they introduce him, give you his whole backstory, and then kill him in a 10-minute window is fucking insane.
It's like a revolving door.
It's so annoying.
We gain White Tiger, and, the actor that played him, God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, but that might be some of the reasons why they took the character away, possibly. Especially the way that, as abrupt as they did.
You think that's a little disrespectful? The actor dies, so you shoot him in the head?
Yeah. I feel like we're going to get a new character tomorrow who's going to be dead.
Logic went out the window a long time ago.
Yes. But I will say, there are some things in the storyline that are logical and somewhat make sense, but it's not the main storylines. It's these little background characters that are having their moments that I actually really fucking enjoy.
Yeah. So, like, again, death happens also, like pretty early. I thought it'd be like they were gonna do it. They would do it at the end of the episode. Like, no, it happens pretty early. There's quite a bit more happening afterwards. And so afterwards, the cops, like, take credit. Fisk makes it a point to give all the cops credit, the task force credit.
Plot armor, then OBWRs, or body worn cameras.
Not only that, but, like, when Heather killed Muse, I'm thinking to myself, like, holy shit, like, she's gonna get arrested. Matt's gonna defend her. That's gonna be a whole thing, a whole thing in court. Nope. Cops take all the credit. She's scot free. No problem. What? Are you kidding me? Like, that's not. I know, like, the officers are gonna go through investigation because, like, they want to give the task force credit, make Fisk look better. It makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. That again, also could have been a really cool storyline where he's trying to defend his girlfriend in court for murdering somebody, and, like, nope. They just took that away too. So it progresses forward. But because the cops took credit, there's, like, footage people took, like, broke a window and everything, or, like, Daredevil, like, maybe, like, through the window, they see him. And so on, like, the BB report or whatever, they're like, oh, like, the cops really behind this, or did Daredevil do it?
See, that's what I wanted to. I kind of was hoping the story would go that way, where Fisk, instead of saying the cops did it, Fisk would say Daredevil killed Muse.
Yeah, Daredevil killed an innocent civilian or something.
Yes, just for the cops to take credit. It's like, I'm so lost.
Yeah.
The best episode of this whole show so far was the one that was a bottle episode by itself. Some of the things I do like about this, you have this Daniel threatening BB.
Yeah, trying to get her to sway the public image that the cops were the ones to actually take down Muse. Because all these things are coming up on, like, the BB report, like I mentioned earlier. Like, he's straight up threatening her, like, take this shit down, like, sway the narrative right now, or else, like, almost like empty threat. Because, like,
I don't know if that's gonna be empty threat. I feel like he's someone we don't know.
Yeah, I think there's something else behind
he's
that.
He's connected to something.
I think so, but I do like that a lot. Like Daniel was just, like, kind of taking the matter like that into his own hands. Like, obviously he has a relationship with BB, and he's just like kind of completely turning heel on her. You're just like, no, you gotta do what I say now.
Yeah,
that's it. The relationship is like
you already burned me once.
Exactly, the relationship's kind of like ruined. And then also like the whole Vanessa thing takes like a backseat in this whole story, but it comes around at the end where her and Luca meet previously in the episode, and kind of hinting that like, oh, like we could take Fisk out, not in so many words, but like kind of implied that. And then later on in the episode, like it looks like she had set a hit out on Fisk, and like for a second there, I really thought that was going to happen. I really thought she'd take him. I believed it. I really believed that, like, holy shit, she's going to kill Fisk. Like, she's tired of this whole mayor bullshit, politic bullshit. Like, she wants to just rule the city on her own. And then, as soon as Luca walks into the restaurant where she tells him he's at, he gets popped by his assistant. And then you realize, like, oh, it's all set up. Like, they work together to kill
in the
Luca.
same way that they killed White Tiger.
Yeah.
Is it the same guy? Is it not the cops that killed White Tiger? Is it this guy?
I still think it was one of the cops because of the Punisher symbol, but I can see why you think that. Yeah, absolutely.
But like, even then, like another character dies the same way.
Yeah, Luca wasn't like a big character, but like it was enough where like he represented that whole crime side of it, and now that's also gone. He's like, okay, well, Fisk and Vanessa, I guess, came up with this plan. Like, hey, he double crossed us one too many times. Like, we're not letting him get the better of us anymore. Murder him. That's the solution to all our problems. Just murder. Episode 7
was a bust, bro.
Just again, I can't believe they did it again.
Yeah,
that's
the sad thing is I'm gonna continue to give the show some grace, and I'm gonna continue to try to like the show. Like I hate that I have to say it like that. I'm trying to like the show.
The show has its moments, but overall it is disappointing.
Of course, like I mean, I could spout you moments from the show left, right, and center. Yeah. You know, like that fight, the Muse fight was honestly very good. It was very visceral. The fight previous was the same thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Him saving Angela. It's just the things that are in between those moments that are getting us those moments are so I'm gonna say it again, illogical. It just doesn't make sense.
Not only that, but like because you have these deaths like right after too, it takes away from those great moments. Like all these moments feel like they mean nothing after half an episode. They're just like all right, that doesn't matter.
So all Disney and whoever's writing the show now wanted to do was have this be Kingpin versus Daredevil, and it shows. Because they are eliminating anything in between them. Yeah. Oh, Luca, dead. Yep. Oh, White Tiger entrance, kill him. Oh, Muse, you think he's the big bad? Nope. Here's his face, dead. It's cheap.
It felt like a waste of good characters.
Yeah. Like there's so much you could have built on. You know, White Tiger being in the show. Like I said, understandable. The actor that did him is no longer with us. You can start building a storyline to have his niece take the mantle. I get it. Now she's never gonna want to go outside again without the amulet because she's seen what's happened. Yeah. Without her having it. Cool. I understand that. She's probably gonna end up being with Kate Bishop and all them. Yeah. So I can understand like for the Muse aspect of this. Like I can understand like Muse kind of just being like a tool to get Daredevil and Fisk to these points. But like it could have just been anybody. It could have been like a regular street goon. It could have been somebody maybe trying to take the mantle like of Fisk. Like when Fisk obviously now he's going to this political thing. Like have somebody else like trying to come up through the ranks. Like another like street level thug, I guess, kind of working his way up that they could have used as this advocate for Daredevil and Kingpin to come back. Like I hate that they wasted that on a character like Muse, who's actually a very interesting character. They could have easily taken. You know, they both hate crime. Yeah. Luca could have done some wild boy shit, and we could have been like, Daredevil's back because he can't handle this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nope.
You know, but nothing. Like it's just there's no. To be honest, I'm losing hope in this series.
I know, but we will power through for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna watch it, but
expectations are low.
And I feel like that's the sad part is expectations are so low that eventually I'm gonna be like, that's a good episode. And it's like super subpar.
Listen, we might look back at this like a couple of months and be like, no, maybe it wasn't too bad. But we'll see. I think it makes some definitely creative choices that I don't agree with. But we'll see what the last 2 episodes have to offer us. Expectations are on the floor.
I'm hoping that this first season is going to be the dog shit that helps the Phoenix rise in season 2.
I think it will be, but we'll wait and see. So. Once again, I'm Steven, that is Joel, that is Cash. We are better than ever, and you are watching Born Again Better. Daredevil Watch Along.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me.
Peace. I'll keep that.